City Hunter, also known as Ghost, was a predator who stalked the streets of Los Angeles in the year 1997. He was drawn to the area by a deadly three-sided conflict between the Jamaican and Colombian drug cartels and the city's police force during a blazing heatwave with record temperatures, ideal conditions for a predator hunt. City Hunter differed in appearance to Jungle Hunter, the predator from the first movie, wearing different armour with more of a copper-bronze colour to it, as well as a different biomask. The City Hunter did, however, possess the same cloaking technology we've seen before, distorting visible light around the predator, making him appear almost invisible. For weaponry, City Hunter had the classic WristBlades and plasma caster, but in addition to these, he also carried a telescoping spear, also known as a CombiStick, another melee weapon but with longer reach than WristBlades, and can also be thrown like a javelin, as we see him do towards the end of the movie. The Smart Disc, a bladed smart weapon, after being thrown, it will then return to the user like a computer-controlled frisbee. A spear tip launcher capable of firing razor-sharp spear tip-like projectiles, as well as a net gun which shoots a wire net which will pin the target to a surface and then contract and slice through the victim's body. And an energy flechette, essentially a smaller version of the plasma caster located on the gauntlet and aimed by hand. In addition to these, the City Hunter's mask featured multiple vision modes, enabling him to see in multiple light spectrums, including infrared and ultraviolet, which we see him use while attacking the OWLF team as they attempted to capture him. City Hunter arrived in LA on a spaceship which is hidden underground. We see inside where the predators have a trophy wall displaying trophy skulls from various animals hunted throughout their travels. It is here we see him preparing the skull of King Willie, the Jamaican voodoo gang leader, and places it up on display. We also see a xenomorph skull as well. On the Predator's ship at the very end of the movie, we discover that the City Hunter didn't come to Earth alone, but was accompanied by a whole hunting party known as the Lost Tribe. His fellow clan members include Boar, Shaman, Guardian, Snake, Stalker, Lost, Warrior, Scout, and the Elder. If you want to check out my video I did on every member of the Lost Tribe, you can do so here. City Hunter arrived in Los Angeles and began hunting the warring Jamaican and Colombian factions when he saw police detective Lieutenant Mike Harrigan and noticed how deadly he was during the firefight. It was here when City Hunter decided Harrigan would make a good trophy. Later on, the Jamaicans entered the Colombian leader's apartment and killed him, but City Hunter was lying in wait and wiped them all out using his vast arsenal of weapons. One of Harrigan's colleagues and close friend Danny arrived to investigate the murders but was ambushed by the Predator and killed trying to retrieve a spear tip. After his friend's funeral, Harrigan finds Danny's necklace hanging from a tree left by the Predator for him to find. Once Harrigan left his meeting with the Jamaican leader King Willie, the Jamaican is confronted by the Predator and killed, with his head being taken to be turned into a trophy. City Hunter later attacks some of Harrigan's other detectives on a subway train, killing Lambert but sparing Leona as she was pregnant, and murdering an unborn baby would not be honourable. The Predator is followed to a meat factory where he has been using the beef there as a food source. It's here where OWLF Special Agent Peter Keyes and his men attempt to capture the Predator, but they underestimate him and are wiped out. Harrigan injures the Predator with a shotgun and unmasks it to see what the creature looks like, but it wakes up and flees. He chases after it and attempts to push it off the roof, but it grabs him, almost pulling him off with it. City Hunter activates his self-destruct device, but before the bomb goes off, Harrigan reaches for the smart disc and severs off its arm, cutting through the gauntlet. The Predator falls into an apartment building where he uses his medical kit to heal his wounds. Harrigan follows him back to the ship where he gets caught in a net but manages to free himself thanks to the smart disc. The two duel with their weapons, Harrigan with the smart disc and City Hunter with his WristBlades. City Hunter looks to be winning, and just as he's about to finish Harrigan off, he plunges the disc into the Yautja's torso, killing him. Out of the mist, City Hunter's clan brothers reveal themselves, but instead of killing Harrigan, they respect his abilities and give him a reward, a flintlock pistol from the 18th century, one that had been owned by a French fur trapper named Raphael Adelini. So that was the City Hunter from Predator 2. He is one of my favourite Predators and a lot of other people's too. In the latest movie Prey, they added in the flintlock from Predator 2 to tie in with that film, but doing so they've essentially wiped away the previous backstory for it, which came from the comic book Predator 1718, where the gun came from a pirate. While it was cool to see the pistol show up in Prey, I think I prefer the comic book, as that felt like it had more thought put into it, rather than in Prey where it just felt like it was chucked in there as a member berry. I wonder if the story of the pistol will continue in the next film, and whether it'll be made by the same people as Prey or not. But what are your thoughts on the City Hunter Predator and the Predator 2 movie? When I first watched it on DVD about 15 years ago, I didn't think it was that good, but when I watched it again more recently, I found it a lot more enjoyable. I think some of the later movies that came out since have given us a bit of a different perspective on it, and I think that's why people seem to have a higher opinion of it now. One of the things Predator 2 did was to expand the lore, and I think it did this in a pretty satisfying way. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on Predator 2, you can watch my review of the movie here. Thanks for watching, remember to leave a like on this video, and I'll see you next time.